leave it to Sixer fans to complain when something good happens. The moment Philly lands LeBron James on a minimum contract, Philly radio says this.
This is one of the worst days I've ever had as a Philadelphia 76ers fan. I hate this. The excitement about the young players you had with VJ and Maxey, gone. Because
I agree. I said the same exact thing. It's going to be LeBron Central. And I'm I'm saying this right now. Y'all can call me a hater all you want to. Because the same people that's calling me a hater, if I end up right, y'all ain't going to come back and tell me I was right, so I don't give a damn. Call me what you want. I don't think that LeBron is going to take a back seat. We've never seen him do it before. Not a back seat to the point where I'm talking about a real back seat. Like how Westbrook went from MVP to coming off the bench and averaging 10 points. How Carmelo Anthony went from one of the best scorers in the world to a off-the-bench role player. I don't think LeBron is going to take that back seat. And if he doesn't, I don't think it's going to work. It's going to be about LeBron. This is his last contract. Everybody's going to come see him because it's the last time we could come see him. And there's no more excitement about VJ and Tyrese and Jaylen. I think they had a better chance with Jaylen Brown without LeBron.
it's just LeBron Central. The excitement about getting Jaylen Brown gone. And then we just have to sit around and wait for LeBron to make everything about him. Jaylen Brown's taking too many mid-range jumpers. Don't worry, LeBron will say it. VJ Edgecombe maybe should be in trade rumors so LeBron can get one of his 45-year-old veteran friends to come here and help him not win a championship.
He's spitting! He's spitting! Y'all don't want to accept the truth! Y'all don't want to accept the truth because you're bronze sexuals. Y'all don't look at everything he's saying right now is the absolute truth. He did the GM thing in LA and y'all blamed Westbrook. Y'all didn't blame LeBron, who clearly pushed for Westbrook to be there. Who clearly pushed for all the players to be there. Y'all didn't blame him. Y'all killed his whole career. His whole career went right down the drain from after he left LA.
Don't worry, we'll find out about it because Philadelphia is now centered around LeBron James and Rich Paul, and it's exactly what I never wanted.
Wow. Laker fans are like, preach, brother. They hated this man's guts on the way out for this exact reason. But Spike Eskin, that radio guy, got clowned for this take. You don't want an all-star for $4 million?
No.
Well, the problem is he ain't just any all-star, and the LeBron circus has already begun. And it's not like LeBron's always trying to make this stuff happen. It just comes with the territory.
Just what happens, yeah.
First off, Max Kellerman just casually floats the idea that Joel Embiid should be traded on his podcast with Rich Paul, LeBron's agent. Now, Rich disagrees, but you know Max makes like a pretty good argument. He's like, well, you know, if he's healthy and Joel is never healthy, and he's a big piece, it'll be tough to work him back in. And you're sitting there like, yeah, but the most powerful agent in the world is listening to this? Why? And you might say, it's just a podcast. It's what you do on a pod. Yeah, but this isn't Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith covering the NBA. Rich Paul is in the NBA. He doesn't play, but he's responsible for player movement. And now Joel has to just casually hear this with an agent who's got influence in his organization.
I would ceramic blue A
casually hear this with an agent.
And one of my dream watches right there, boy. I'm talking about 500,000.
Who's got influence in his organization. I would be so pissed. Like, LeBron gets here, and on day one, I'm hearing this stuff. I've been face of the franchise for 10 years. The problem is having your best friend agent be a podcaster. Who does that? Oh, I know. LeBron James. Remember last year when this happened to Austin Reeves? Only it was...
No. Remember when LeBron James was on a podcast with JJ Redick for the whole, like a whole year? And then they were talking about schemes and they were having conversations on the fucking podcast. They having conversations about defensive and what JJ Redick would have done better. And then all of a sudden, just so happened, JJ Redick is the coach. And they're like, okay. Oh, LeBron goes to the Lakers and then he stays for a year or two and they're kind of suck. And then just so happens, Anthony Davis, who's represented by the same agent, just so happens, trade to the Lakers. Anthony Davis. And with all due respect to both the players I'm finna say, they got back they got back Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram for Anthony Davis. They couldn't have went and got another player for that? Or do you think there was some strings being pulled behind the scenes? Again, nobody wants to answer this question. Who's going to average 8 points? Because all 5 of them ain't averaging 20. So who's going to take the sacrifice? Because if I'm BJ Edgecombe in my second year, I am pissed. Okay, when Jaylen Brown came over, I'm like, oh, okay, we might be able to do something. But then when they got LeBron too, it's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm the 5th option now. I was when Joel Embiid was out, I was the 2nd option, bro. I averaged 16 points in my rookie season. I'm the 5th option now. So he's probably going to be the one who had to sacrifice the most for them to not win shit. The problem is, though, once he sacrifices that, he could easily get put into that category. Lou Williams, there's no reason why Lou Williams shouldn't have been starting when he was playing in the fucking league. But guess what happened? They brung him off the bench one time, and guess what? Now that's what you are. Lou Williams should have made hundreds of millions in his career. He made significantly less because he came off the bench. Not because he wasn't talented. He was better than most of the fucking starters on his team. But that's what they label you as now. You get what I'm saying? And it's stuck. And your second year, you want to come back and be like, okay, I averaged 26 my first year. Let me go average 22 or 23. That ain't happening. And again, who's going to I say only 3 people on their team, maximum. Only 3. Really, I say only 2 can average 20 or more points. So who's going to average 8, 7? Who's going to get 3, 4, 5, 6 shots a night? Is it going to be LeBron? I doubt it. You think LeBron's big, gotta be about me, and I'm rolling out the red carpet, and I'm putting my decision on TV? Ain't nobody ever did no shit like that before. I'm gonna make my decision, my free agency decision on TV, and it's gonna be a big deal, and everybody gonna be talking about it, and I'm gonna sell this, and I'm gonna sell the big egotistical. It's gotta be about me. I want all the attention on me, LeBron James. You think he gonna go out there and average 7 points? Okay. Have you ever needed your paycheck to just come a little early? Like, yeah, you get paid on Friday, but it's Tuesday and you need the money now. There's a banking app called Current, and they got a whole bunch of super useful features on this app. And one of the best features is it lets you access up to $750 of your paycheck early if you qualify. With Current, you get a full list of features like paycheck advance, fee-free overdraft, the build card, and more. Now, Paycheck Advance is my favorite, but if you focused on building credit, or if you just want a smoother way to manage your money, it handles everything in one app. And I know how I feel for your paycheck to be coming Friday, but you need your money Monday, and it's an emergency, and you need that money now, and you can't get that money now because you gotta wait, but you can't wait. And that's why I partner with them. And right now, they're giving $75 to anybody who signs up for the Current app using the link that's in my description, or scanning the QR code that's on the screen. If you scan the QR code, it'll take you straight to the sign-up page where you can create your account. Just go through the normal sign-up steps, enter your information, and order your Current card. After you complete those steps, you'll see the option that pops up to enter my promo code. And that promo code is going to access your $75 when you switch your direct deposit. Make sure you go through the full sign-up process so you do not miss out on the $75. If you ever feel like managing money is stressful or even just tight sometimes, it's definitely worth just checking out, because that's literally what it's designed for. Helping people just like you stay more on top of your finances.
Rich Paul suggesting the trade. The man was using "we" when referring to the Lakers, and reports said it caused major friction. I could easily see during the year the convo turns
if
to
I was VJ, I'd like, get me the
Edgecombe.
fuck out of here.
Just like Spike Eskin said. I mean, VJ is young. Go and give the man his own team. He doesn't deserve to be the number 5 in the pecking order, right? You can see it now. And the second circus thing that's already happening are like little controversies, like LeBron possibly living in New York during the year. But it is awesome that you off. Again, that is AMH25 for 25% off at MyFitFoods. So a local Philly paper crunched the numbers and said it would cost LeBron around $1 million per year to do that. Like pay a quarter of your salary just to not live in the city who is so excited to have you.
You think he gonna live in Philly? You think this billionaire is gonna live in Philadelphia of all places when New York is an hour away? not even. Like 20, 30-minute helicopter ride? Fuck you. I wouldn't do that either.
Kind of a slap in the face. And I know Philly people are saying, we don't care, it's all about winning. They're proud of their city and their history, and they're constantly compared to New York. Like NYC is better. LeBron is validating that. Just a couple losses and man's getting back on his helicopter to leave. It won't be pretty. And okay, we've had this technically in the past. JJ Redick did it, but to be with his family. In the 1960s, Wilt did it, and he even bought a nightclub in New York. He was kind of like the LeBron of his era in some ways.
For sure.
But in this era, who else would do this? Maybe Kawhi, but Kawhi doesn't feel Hollywood enough. LeBron is. But in the past, the circus is worth it because it comes with winning. The first time the LeBron circus was even a thing was 2010 with The Decision. He didn't make like a big stink in Cleveland the first time because he was so young, but once LeBron got the power, man, he used it. Turned his own free agency into a TV special where Cleveland fans got to see their heart ripped out on national TV. But sure enough, year one, he'd go to the finals. Year two, they win a championship. In fact,
Don't skip over it now. Year one, he would score 12 points in the finals and get his ass spanked by a bunch of old men.
He'd go to the finals. Year two,
he would win against a young ass team in OKC who was barely 22 years old.
They win a championship. In fact,
in year two, he would get saved by Ray Allen to win the championship against the Spurs.
That first year, LeBron started a run of 8 straight finals. 4 in Miami, 4 in Cleveland. Basically, for like a decade. If you had LeBron, you're going to the finals. It's worth it. But is that the case anymore? Obviously not on the Lakers.
You get your ass spanked. 5 out of 8 times you get spanked, nigga. Tell the whole story.
You're going to the finals. It's worth it. But is that the case anymore? Obviously not on the Lakers. What about in Philly? Well, the first thing we know is this changes almost everything about how the team actually works. First of all, LeBron is playing point guard, which Shams just reported. That moves Tyrese Maxey off the ball, which is actually a good thing.
No,
Maxey is at his best off the ball, but it's a big change. Then the sacrifice from guys will be huge.
Yep.
Dean Oliver pointed out the usage rates from all the starting 5 last year. Totals 142%.
This shit ain't never worked, bro. Y'all call me a hater for spitting facts. When the fuck has something like this worked? When has it worked, bro? When has it worked? When has it ever kind of worked? Because I remember when people used to get on ESPN, people used to get on Undisputed, when people used to get on Fox Sports, and people used to get on these sports podcasts and these sports shows, and they would say, well, there's only one basketball. Who gonna have it? Who gonna take out the ball? Who gonna do this? Who gonna do that? Even the fucking rookie had a 19% usage rate last year, bro. So who? And then they just said LeBron gonna be the point guard. LeBron James is not gonna be on the team that he can't run. He's not gonna do it. It's not. I don't see that in him. It's not. It's impossible. He's not coming to a team that he can't run. And he can't lead, and it can't go his way, how it needs to go for his. This is how it does. This is how it goes. This is what we're going to do.
And people are like, okay, look, that's different. They weren't all on the same team back then. Yes, but the sacrifice is real. And hey, Jaylen Brown says he's going into next year with no ego.
Okay.
Exactly what the ego guy would say.
Sound good.
Just kidding. Not really. But they all say that, okay?
They all say
Chris
that.
Bosh, Kevin Love, all the guys who have to sacrifice, okay? The guys who were the number 1 on their old team go to play with Braun to sacrifice, but always have a hard time with it. Even with a guy like Kevin Love, who is not a look-at-me guy, all he wanted was the recognition of how much he sacrificed. He didn't really get it, and it took a toll on his mental health. And they were making the finals every year. So Jaylen Brown apparently wanted his own team, basically got the exact opposite of that. But then there's health. And really, this is the big one, okay? Because over the last 5 years, LeBron has averaged about 65 games. Joel Embiid has averaged about 46. It's not crazy to say the core Philly players might only play like 25 games together by the playoffs.
Right.
I'm sorry, that's not going to cut it when so much is changing. Like, you got to have a lot of court time to figure out a lot of stuff. And in the East, this is not the same conference as when LeBron left. We got Giannis in Miami, Kawhi in Toronto maybe. Tyrese Halliburton's coming back. Last time we saw him on the court, Pacers in the finals. The Cavs, Pistons, Boston, oh yeah, the NBA champion Knicks. That is 7 legitimate teams I just mentioned that could easily beat Philly in a playoff series. In fact, you could say the West is just top heavy. Spurs up top. But the East has better depth, much better. If you look at these championship futures, 5 of the next 6 most favored teams are in the East. So if Bron went to Philly thinking the road will be easier there, that ain't the case anymore in 2026. But if things do go south in Philly, the first guy who needs to watch his back is Nick Nurse. This man was already on the hot seat last year, among other things, for not knowing how to use Jared McCain. Okay,
for sure. You know that's a stat too for Bron now. Every time he got to play, every time he goes somewhere, the coach gets fired.
OKC immediately pops off. Doesn't look great for Nick Nurse. Well, LeBron's not the kind of guy who's just going to sit around and be patient, okay? Frank Vogel fired 2 years after winning a championship. Darvin Ham lasted 2 seasons, and he was winning the NBA Cup and making the Western Conference Finals. And in Cleveland, LeBron decided he did not respect David Blatt on day 1. He was a Euro coach. Bron wanted assistant Ty Lue. So the Cavs fired David Blatt while he was in first place, about to coach the All-Star team, and had just gone to the NBA Finals. Good luck, Nick Nurse. By the way, Nick Nurse wasn't hired to coach LeBron. He was already there, just like David Blatt was. So that Philly radio guy hates what LeBron could mean for his team. And he's getting a ton of pushback. But about 6 months from now, a lot of people might be saying, yo, that guy wasn't wrong. He was just early. My hair's too long. If you really dig into what this Spike Eskin guy is saying, what he's saying is that he resents the fact that this is now LeBron's team. And that everything is kind of about winning LeBron a ring. And it's kind of lame because you go through, I mean, if you think about someone who's been a Sixers fan for their whole life or at least the last 10 years, you've gone through so much crap, the process, Joel Embiid. Now almost all of that history is kind of wiped away because it's all about getting LeBron a championship. In a lot of respects, it is.
And even if he goes out there and he can go out there and average 8 points, if they win a championship, guess what it's going to be about? It's not going to be about Tyrese Maxey's first ring. It's not going to be about Jaylen Brown leaving Boston and winning in 76ers. It's not going to be about VJ Edgecombe winning a ring in his second year. It's not going to be, it'll be about Joel Embiid finally, the MVP, finally getting a championship. It's going to be about LeBron got his 5th ring. He's the greatest of all time now. It's going to be that.
Everyone might be expendable here. Like they would never talk about trading LeBron. My dog is in my room. They would never talk about getting rid of LeBron. It's rumors already about Joel Embiid. People talking Joel Embiid for Anthony Davis as if Joel Embiid doesn't matter. VJ Edgecombe, like I said in the video, like you could easily see he's the number 3 pick. He's in his 2nd year, right? And so it's like, yo, this kid has had to take such a step back. He does deserve his own team.
He do.
Secretly, we could get a lot for him, right? And so you move off Embiid and VJ Edgecombe to keep the big 3 of Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey.
If they make any trade, it's definitely over with.
And LeBron James, and build around them that way. If things don't go well in year 1. But the thing that underlies all of this is it's all about LeBron. All those moves and everything, just your whole organization becomes about LeBron and winning him the next ring. I mean, yeah, of course that would annoy me if I was in that Phillies fans position. It would annoy me, right? At some level.
Or if I was
especially with a team that has so much history and so much baggage that's come with all the time that it's gotten to get to this point, right? So I do definitely understand his complaint. And you know, you look at Laker fans, and they really did hate him on his way out. A lot of my wife's family lives in Southern California, dude. They were so ready to get rid of him. And I don't even need an anecdote like that. If you know anybody in the LA area or something.
And y'all called me a hater when I said it, but I said LeBron leaving the Lakers is the best thing that ever happened. He was holding them back. I said LeBron going to whatever team he was going to go to, because he wasn't going to go to the Brooklyn Nets after, this season. He was going to go to somebody where he could win or be at least close to winning. I said any team he goes to, he's going to ruin that team. Watch what I tell you. Don't be surprised if they start 5-10 or some shit.
In California, you know this. And, part of it is if you win one championship, in a lot of places, they'll love you forever. Like
in LA.
Giannis and the Bucks, but with LeBron in LA, they're like, no. Like, they're so entitled. I forget the exact stat.
Boston,
but
too.
In NBA history, the Lakers haven't only won the second most amount of championships. They've been to so many finals.
Right.
I forget the exact stat, but the fact is,
like 20 or 30.
if you stretch out all of NBA history and just average it, 1 out of every 3 years since the NBA started, the Lakers have been in the finals.
Literally.
1 out of every 3 years. Can you imagine the entitlement that comes with that? So if you're a Laker fan, you're like, yo, LeBron came here, he won 1 ring. Who cares? That's cute, right?
Right.
Like 1 ring
in
for
the
them
bubble
is not worth all this stuff.
Hell no.
To 29 other franchises, hell yeah, it's worth it, right? But with the Lakers, they're like the one place they're like, 1 ring, okay, thank you. By the way, we had missed the playoffs for 5 straight seasons before. It was a franchise low. We had never missed the playoffs 5 years in a row, but we were on our way back. We're not sure how we were going to get there. You think you saved us, LeBron? You didn't. We were on our way back to the top. I don't know how we would get there, but that's been our whole thing, okay?
Right.
So they're just so entitled. They think, they were born on third base or whatever. So the Lakers are very interesting, right? So he won the 1 ring, but then after that, it was like, going through all of the history with this, LeBron was a giant headache. I mean, everything was about him.
Yeah.
When Rob Pelinka so after, I don't want to get too much down the history lesson, but the Russell Westbrook
And I think that's really why the Heat treated him the way he did with the whole cookie situation and shit. Because it was like, bro, you ain't bigger than the program over here. And it was like a way to like kind of like prove, even though I don't really necessarily agree with it, but I think that's what they were saying. Like, I ain't gonna, like, bro, you done came over here and choked in the finals. We saw you choke in the finals. Okay, yeah, you got a ring. Yeah, you got us another ring, but it's a super team. You was supposed to win a ring or 2. You won 2 out of 4. Pretty average. You know what I'm saying? You didn't win the majority. You won half. And the first ring, there's no reason why they shouldn't have 3-peated. There's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't have won. The first one in against the Mavericks, and then against Thunder, and then against Spurs. No reason. Now, if they lost 1 against the Spurs, cool. They should have won 3 out of 4 for sure. So you underachieved. But you missed a get bad, and you want this, and you want this player, and you pray, walking around probably like it's shit don't stink around. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
it is when everything went wrong, right? And LeBron absolutely pushed those buttons to make it happen.
Yeah.
And Rob Pelinka was on board, so they both did the trade. But when it wasn't working, LeBron was like, "We need more trades, and you need to trade all of our picks right now." And he tweets that thing about the Rams GM who had the T-shirt that said "F them picks," and he said, "Legend, my type of guy." And then he goes to All-Star that weekend. He says, really the MVP over on that Thunder team, that's Sam Presti. Now, he's a great GM. And then they asked him, hey, by the way, Cavs, could you ever see? He goes, yeah, I could see myself ending up. The door isn't closed on that. And so he does all this stuff trying to like punish the Lakers for not doing what he wanted. And then when he gets confronted with it after All-Star, he goes back to Los Angeles and he's confronted by the media. And he's like, my words. I just tried to talk about how great Sam Presti is. You think that's against Rob Pelinka? And by the way, I like the man's T-shirt. It said "F them picks." What? How does that reflect on Rob and the Lakers organization? It's like
LeBron ain't stupid, bro. Sometimes he might play stupid. He not stupid. He'd be knowing what the fuck he doing.
Are you kidding? This is like 14-year-old middle school level drama that comes with this guy when things don't go his way.
Yep.
And everything has to be geared toward him, exactly like what Spike Eskin said. And then it was just years and years of that. Like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole history lesson, but after all that stuff, Laker fans turned on him, and then it just was tiring over and over and over, right? So, the good news, I guess, for Philly is it's only 2 years, so we'll see what happens.
True.
But they're definitely a better team. They're definitely the best starting 5 on paper.
On paper.
But on paper is so much different than in real life. Like,
exactly.
Think about Jaylen Brown. He had a hard time with Jason Tatum, who seems like the nicest guy in the world, right? He's definitely not like a me, like crazy alpha in your face guy.
Yeah.
And they were like going to Western Conference championships and they were winning finals and there was still weird friction. Like, what?
Yeah.
So on paper is one thing, right? All right, we'll see. Check out this video. It's about where...
On paper is always one thing. On paper is always one thing. On paper, Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, and Kobe Bryant is the best fucking 3-man team in the world. On paper. On paper. You know what I'm saying? On paper, Durant, Harden, and Kyrie is the best ever. On paper. On paper, KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal at least make the playoffs on paper. On paper don't matter, bro. On paper it don't matter. It's about the energy, the synergy, the chemistry of the team. You understand what I'm saying? And if everybody don't buy into LeBron's way, I don't think they are. You think LeBron gonna buy into their way? And like he said, he made a good point. I didn't even think about Nick Nurse, boy. Nigga, you better sleep with one eye open, boy. They get rid of your ass in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Because this is, to be honest, as far as like stardom, as far as like people coming to talk about the Sixers and having all this New York media in your team and your organization now, he's the biggest star to be there since Allen Iverson, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Philly ain't never had no huge star. Joel Embiid was cool, but he was never like a huge superstar that everybody had to come to Philly to watch him, and people traveling from California, from Cleveland, from China and shit to come see Joel Embiid. No, but they will do that for LeBron. It's gonna be a crazy media outlet, and what's gonna be the biggest thing about the whole team is they're gonna be highlighted because LeBron is on that team. So anything that they do wrong, they're gonna be ridiculed. Anything that LeBron do wrong is gonna be their fault. You see how that works? Anything LeBron does wrong is going to be their fault. Yeah, LeBron has 6 turnovers, but them niggas ain't making no shot. That's why we lost. Tyrese Maxey missed the game winner. That's why we lost. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to see how it works. I don't think it's going to work. I think they'd be a 5th seed at best.